Yo, what's up? This is the Prophet X.
And I'm your boy, the Psalmist.
And welcome to 5 Crownz.
It's about to go Crownz.
I am very excited, Doss. This is our first episode.
First one.
We have 3 videos that we will be reviewing today on today's show.
I'm super excited. I'm pumped up. I think we should just get right into it, Prophet.
I think we got to remind the people of the categories that we will be reviewing just real quick so that while we're watching the video, they'll know how the videos are being reviewed. Go ahead and tell them about the first one, Doss.
Well, the first category we're going to be evaluating your music on is the beat.
Is the beat slamming. The second category we will be evaluating it on is your flow.
Flow got to be crispy. It got to be tight. You know, it's not about your ability, but it's about how you bring it across. I'm going to be looking at body language. I'm going to be looking at facial expression. I mean, I want you to pull me into that video.
Absolutely. The third category is the actual lyric content. Do you have clever lyrics, or are you rapping nursery rhymes and giving the glory to God? I'm just saying, you know, some of these cats rap like they started rapping last week.
Yeah, we don't want to hear no nursery rhymes, and you know, we definitely don't want to hear none of that mumble stuff. If I can't understand you, man,
you get no crown for that.
None.
The fourth category that we will be reviewing is the video quality, which once again is very important to me. You need to have crispy, clear, clean video quality.
And last but definitely not least is the spiritual content.
Yes.
Does your song actually minister to people? Are you sharing a testimony? Are you using Bible as a reference? I mean, I don't mind if you plagiarize the Bible.
That's what you do sometimes.
Yeah, I do that all the time.
That's true too. So with that being said, now that you know the criteria for the 5 Crownz, let's get into our very first video. Tell them what it is, Doss.
Very first video we'll be evaluating is by your boy Dedge P.
And it's called I Could Have Been Dead.
Could have been dead, but I'm alive. 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 Could have been dead, but I'm alive.
Football numbers in the cage fold. Moving weight by the caseload. Curbside, brains blown. So I gotta thank God for a safe soul, cause that could have been me. Flatline, still breathing, wishing I could turn back time. Going crazy looking for a same mind, wishing I could stop the bullet coming out that 9. No pop in the house, so the block raised me instead. Sooner or later became a zombie, but God got me, raising me from the dead. Now my eyelids open, he breathe, hoping, sight this lifeless corpse in. Now they can't keep him silent. Go hard as long as I live. No fear, lions or tigers. Bears on my, bearing my cross and walk with that iron. Walk a thin line, opposition is firing. Only time in my life that I seen death as inspiring. Heart of the redeemed, writing lines to invite him in. Would have been still dead in my sin if not for life in him. From a rebel with no cause to an offering, giving truth, living proof that death lost its sting.
Could have been dead, but I'm alive. 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 Could have been dead, but I'm alive.
Money come, money goes. Everybody knows life could end at any time. But dudes are tripping. Only concerns about the grind and get mine. Cops in the back, driving the car with the drugs in the back. Thugs in the front, thugs in the back. Matter of fact, they even got gaps in the back. Whoa, that could have been me in the same position as a lot of hood veterans. Honorable discharge from the freedom of the streets to the prison yards. Overseen by the prison guards. Or up in the pine box, walking down the street, dude full of heat, cause I'm on the roadblock, so he thought he'd give me 3 shots. Seen it before, even had tragedy knock on my door. Open it, then I slam back that door. All he did was ram back my door. Had to face facts, close friends and relatives actually died. Dying in summers, I would survive, cause of protection that my God provide. Also had a mother that prayed, kept me in church for much of my day. The life would feel like a raincoat and rain. Could have been dope in the WA. Ayy, living for God, I'm not gonna stop. Cause I'm above ground while others are not.
Could have been dead, but I'm alive. 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 Could have been dead, but I'm alive.
that was Dedge P with the very first video on the 5 Crownz show. Let's get right into it, Doss. What was you feeling about that video?
Well, first of all, I didn't bring a neck brace because that beat was banging.
That beat was slamming. Whoever produced that beat, you get a crown all to yourself. We were breaking our neck here in the
Holla
studio.
at your boy.
That beat was fire. Now, this one is a little bit different because there was actually 2 rappers on the track. The first one, Swift, his flow was excellent.
Yeah,
I was locked into every syllable that he was rapping.
Yeah, he had some really good similes and a couple of catchy little metaphors up there.
Yeah.
And you know, you could really just hear him. He was clear, and you know, I was feeling it.
His flow went perfectly along with the beat. There was no gaps where it felt like the beat was gonna drop and he wasn't dropping his rhyme. Now, Dedge P, now no disrespect to Dedge P, he's my boy, but his flow wasn't quite as tight. There was a few spots where I felt like the beat was dropping out and he was flowing over the drop.
You know, I liked his flow. It was very understandable. I felt like he was able to get his message across, you know, and I was following him. But to me, that was probably the issue I had with it, is I was following him, you know, kind of waiting for that breakout moment.
Right.
You know, and,
right. And it didn't come.
And it didn't come.
Didn't come in the flow section. Now, let's get into the lyrics.
Lyrics were tight. I thought the lyrics were tight. You know, I thought that they were able to, you know, get their message across.
Absolutely.
The song was called "Could Have Been Dead, But Now I'm Alive," and they basically made a lot of references to how they could have been dead, but now they're alive through Jesus Christ. So I think lyrically they matched perfectly with the content of the hook, and I love the hook. I mean, the hook, you can instantly sing along with it. It wasn't over the top. It was something that I was singing after the first time I heard it.
First time you heard it.
You know,
very important. I thought the lyrics were super tight. Swift used some excellent metaphors, and the way he would put his punchlines together at the end, thought that was really high quality. And Dedge P's lyrics were more testimonial. They really kind of told his story. So once he started to rap, you're kind of locked into what he's saying. Even if he's not using clever metaphors or wordplay, you're still getting the message conveyed across to you.
Right, and I think he just has such a, he's in the video, because the way they shot the video, there was so pronounced on him.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's what made his lyrics even come forth a lot more clearer. You know,
All
he
right.
wasn't in the background; he was in the forefront when he was rapping. So
Yeah.
it made his lyrics a lot more stronger.
That's a perfect place to segue into the next crown, which is video quality. Now, I was happy with this video, except for the very beginning. Let me just talk about the very beginning. It looked like what they did is they might have shot it on green screen and then decided to remove their shirts or whatever it was in the video. So you just see their head and their arms floating in the very beginning of the video. That part I wasn't feeling.
Right. You know, I enjoyed the video, but you know, I'm kind of old school. You know, I like the storytelling. I like to follow the video. During the video, they're talking about they could have been dead, but now they're alive. You know, and I'm kind of one of the purpose. If you're gonna rap about your testimony in your life, you know, at one point he said, "My mama prayed." You know, maybe cut off to a mother praying.
Right. I would have liked to have seen that.
Yeah, I would have liked to have seen more scenes to go along with, show me how you could have been dead, but now you're alive. Show me that drive-by. Show me when you were laid up in the hospital, but you know, show me some more dramatic scenes to go along with the flow. And I think that video would have just been that much better. But I still enjoyed it.
But it was a high quality video, great quality video. I do agree that when you're producing a video, the goal is to show people instead of tell them, so that even if I turned off the audio and I watch your video, I can still get an idea of, wow, that's very powerful. What I'm seeing is telling a story.
Yeah, and I'm in 100% agreement with that. You know, turn off the audio. Is it relaying your message once you turn off the audio? And that's a good tip for you ministers out there who are looking to produce videos, or you rappers that are looking to shoot videos. If I turn off the audio, can I just watch your video and still get ministered to? That's a powerful video.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's go ahead and talk about the 5th category that we evaluate, which is spiritual content.
I think, again, their spiritual content was strong.
Yeah.
I think again, with if you would have included more of the storytelling it would have made your testimony that much even more powerful, you know, because they were saying, you know, again, I could have been dead, but now I'm alive. You know, show that resurrecting power of Jesus Christ in your video, and that to me is the most powerful thing that you can give to people, is that for that resurrecting power that this genre of music can give to those that are out there.
Yes, I absolutely agree, and I think with such a powerful title like I Could Have Been Dead But Now I'm Alive, we covered the idea that they should have had more visual content in there that matches that up, but spiritual content, I think that's a very powerful message to get across, both to believers and to non-believers. If a non-believer watches this video and they listen to these lyrics, they're gonna hear a testimony about what life is like without Christ, how I could have been dead, but in Christ I'm alive. So for that reason, I feel very strong about the spiritual content. This will minister both to believers and non-believers.
Oh yes, I'm in 100% agreement with that. I mean, I'm assuming he's from the LA area, since you know him.
Yeah, he's from LA area.
I mean, just think of how many people in LA County could relate to I could have been dead, but now I'm alive.
Absolutely.
You know, so again, I do believe that the message was definitely brought across in testimonial fashion, and you know, I'm much appreciative of anyone who could put their life and their heart and soul out there.
That's good. Very good. All right, let's think about it. What are you feeling? We got to slap some crowns on this video. We are going to give this video 4 crowns. All right, we are back here on the 5 Crowns video review show. That was a very exciting video that we just watched by Dedge P. We are about to get into our second video that we'll be reviewing. What do we have for him, Doss?
We have a new brother in the gospel rap industry. I don't know if he's new or not, but I came across him on YouTube, and his name is Louie Flame.
Louie Flame, not to be confused with Flame, who's Flame, but Louie Flame. And he has a song right here. It's called That's My Brother. Let's check it out.
We live in a time when the world could use a kind word. This song is my way of giving a kind word to the world. It's for everybody. I'm from another mother, whether you wealthy or from the gutter. We breathe in the same bubble, we facing the same trouble. Our graves may be dug with the same shovel. So how can I treat you like God don't love you? Your stomach hurting just like mine when it need food. I was a kid once, I had hopes and dreams too. Now God is the only thing that I cling to. Praise the Lord, we don't have to wage a war or raise a sword. I believe we made for more. True, what's mine is mine, and what's yours is yours. But if we could learn to share, there's no need for war. We must care for each other like we sisters and brothers, born from mothers who love us but had more than one lover. So her children were different colors, nonetheless we are brothers. Both came from the creator above us. Don't destroy my brother, no matter what color God love us. That's my brother, he ain't come from my mother. His skin ain't my color, but if God love him, that's my brother. He ain't seen my struggle, his skin ain't my color, but God love him. That's my brother, he ain't come from my mother. His skin ain't my color, but God love him. That's my brother, he ain't seen my struggle, his skin ain't my color, but if God love him. God gave us life to enjoy one another. We build bombs and guns and destroy one another. Nation against nation, annihilating the population. And the scary thing is we teaching the next generation through demonstrations of hatred when life is sacred. The human race won't make it unless we save it. What's done has been done, there's no way we can change it. We can look to the future if we could learn from the past. Swords have clashed, many wars have passed. Nothing has changed, every day somebody is slain. Blood going down the drain, life taken in vain. God please ease the pain and bleach the stains. Uplift yourself, look in the mirror, fix yourself. Don't kid yourself like it ain't no kids to help and people to feed. It's other people out there in need, I need you to see. That's my brother, he ain't come from my mother. His skin ain't my color, but if God love him, that's my brother. He ain't seen my struggle, his skin ain't my color, but God love him. That's my brother, he ain't come from my mother. His skin ain't my color, but God love him. That's my brother, he ain't seen my struggle, his skin ain't my color, but if God love him. Black, white, Puerto Rican, Israeli, or Palestinian, Chinese, Hindu, Indian, Australian, African, Russian, European, Arabian, Native American, or whatever your heritage, we are God's kids. Planet Earth is where we all live, and we can get along, live in harmony like a song. It don't matter who right or wrong, make right what's wrong so we can live on and get back to where we belong. I wonder where we went wrong, started hating each other, disrespecting and degrading each other. Pray for each other, we may find a way for each other not to hate one another and put a smile on the face of a mother. To my brothers of all colors, one day God will judge us. And it won't be by our colors, it'll be by how we treated each other when we needed each other. And nobody should go hungry, we can eat with each other. Yo, let's clear the air, man, we breathe for each other. Let's pray, God blesses the human race with so much love, there's no more room for hate. So we can love one another like we sisters and brothers, born from mothers who love us but had more than one lover. So her children were different colors, nonetheless we are brothers. Both came from the creator above us, God love us. That's my brother, he ain't come from my mother, his skin ain't my color. But if God love him, that's my brother. He ain't seen my struggle, his skin ain't my color. But God love him, that's my brother. He ain't come from my mother, his skin ain't my color. But God love him, that's my brother. He ain't seen my struggle, his skin ain't my color. But if God love him, that's my brother.
Yo, that was Louie Flame.
Louie Flame.
That's my brother. Now I'm gonna be honest right off the bat. The first time I watched this video, I didn't really appreciate it. Now that I'm watching it again, I have so much more respect for it. Now that I've really focused in on the lyrics, and let's get right into the beat though.
You know, I enjoyed the beat for what the message was. It was a real soft beat, laid back, you know, really put you in that brotherly love type of mood. And, I think that's what he was trying to relay with his lyrics and the music is just, you know, you put me in that mood to want to give him a hug, really.
I wasn't crazy about the beat, but you guys already know I like my beats hard. That beat was a little bit soft. I do admit that it went with the content of what he was saying. But the minute it started, like I heard it and I could just hear Where Is the Love by the Black Eyed Peas playing the whole time in the back of my head. It's probably the same chord progression.
You know, I think maybe a couple of R&B riffs in the background of the beat, you know, some oohs and some ahs, you know, to go along with that, just to change it up and bring it more up to date, would have probably gave that beat, you know, and let that beat stand alone.
It totally would have helped out the beat. So that wasn't my favorite beat, but I do admit it went along with the song's content.
Yeah. So what did you think about that flow?
The flow, now, this is the funny thing. When I first heard the flow, I was like, it's very simple. It's a simple kind of flow. He's not doing any triplets. He's not speeding it up. He's just kind of keeping it, you know, standard. First verse, second verse. But in the third verse, he started to speed it up a little bit, made it a little more intricate. So the thing that was most important about the flow to me is I could understand every word that he said.
Yeah, and you know, what was amazing to me about the flow is that he never once skipped a beat. You know, and that takes years of ministry to perfect not going off beat. Yeah. You know, and so I give him credit for that, you know, because that flow to me was just on point and good. On beat the whole time. But again, you know, for what it was, you know, I felt like that flow, he was talking to kids. You've seen several times there was kids in the audience. You know, I would have liked to maybe see him talking to some adults, because adults can actually use that message more. You know, how many times we don't treat each other like brothers?
Yeah, absolutely. Now, let's get into his lyrics, which I feel like were top notch. He started, like, I have a method that I use when I'm writing songs, and it's the same method that they use when they're teaching presentations. It's tell them what you're going to tell them, and tell them what you told them. So in the first verse, you tell them what you're going to tell them. That's the introduction to the story. In the second verse, you start telling them the meat of the matter, and in the third verse, you're summarizing it's the tell them what you told them part. And he really carried that out through his 3 verses. He didn't start in one place and then fall off in the second verse and tell a whole different story in the third verse. He kept it very consistent the whole time with lyrics that really ministered.
And I would agree with you that he did tell a good story. The only thing is when you're telling a story, I would have liked to see the camera more on him talking into the camera at us, because when you're telling a story, you know, in my opinion, you want to be looking at the people. You're telling them the story. So there was a lot of cutaways to different pictures, to different scenes. And in this particular version, I would have liked to see less cutaways. And I want to see him finish telling me his story.
But consider this. We're evaluating his lyrics right now, not the video quality. So if you were to say just listening to his lyrics, did they all make sense?
Yeah, his
lyrics
come
across solid.
Yeah, his lyrics made sense and they were on point.
Absolutely. Now let's get into the video quality, which is the cutaways and all of that stuff.
You know me, I'm prophetic. I like to jump ahead a little bit.
When I first watched the video, I can say the still images of like the kids and the different stuff, the pictures that they put into the moving footage, it bothered me. I was like, oh, that's kind of cheesy. And now that I've watched it back again and it's settled in and I listened to all the lyrics, I'm like, it goes really well. They help, those still photos help to tell the story visually. So I changed my mind about that one.
You know, I appreciated the still photos, but I think there was just too many cutaways from him telling his stories. You know, even some of the scenes in the video when he was on stage, I would have much rather seen them scenes just focused on him looking at me through the camera, telling me that story. You know, like when you read a story to kids, you know, you're looking right at them and you're telling them a story, you know. So I think just a little bit more camera time for him, and that video would have been super top notch. Not to take anything away from the still shots, because I believe it did get the message across. He was saying we're all brothers, so you know, I understand why he did it. But you know, for me personally, I would have liked to see more focus on him, because there was a time when he was on the stairs and he was rapping, and I was feeling, I was just like, I was just.
That's focused. When we made the connection with him, was when he was rapping right to us. Other scenes, he's holding the mic and he's rapping in this direction, but we're looking at it in this way, so he's not engaging with us.
Yes.
That's a very good point. Spiritual content, I feel like, is very high. This song has a message that the world needs to hear. The fact that we are all brothers, and he even has a line where he's like, we're not the same color, but that's my brother. And I was like, man, that's how I feel about a lot of people. More people need to hear that exact message.
We're not the same color, bro?
No, we're almost, I mean, you're darker than me, you know what I'm saying?
The tattoos. Now, I was feeling it also. The spiritual content was super high.
Yeah.
There was, I mean, it was clear, the message was clear, as we're all brothers, and through Christ, you know, we need to act like brothers, and we need to treat people like brothers.
Absolutely. I think maybe someone might want to take away from that video because he didn't mention Jesus that much, or he's not quoting scriptures from the Bible, but the content of what he's talking about is all based on Christian principles and things that we need to hear more of. Teach me how I can do these things, instead of just saying Jesus 100 times.
And you know, and with me, from that point of view, I think that, you know, let's not forget that God is love.
That's right.
And that video displayed the very essence. Even though he might not have said God too many times or Jesus too many times, that video displayed the very essence of who God is.
Absolutely.
And, you know, there's a lot of cats out there that say Jesus and God 100 times. Kanye West said Jesus 100 times.
More times than most Christian rappers.
Yeah, and Jesus walked, but, you know, there was no love being portrayed or a spiritual message, you know. So, you know, you could say God and Jesus as many times as you want, and even in scripture it says they'll forget about that one thing. They'll have cast out devils in my name. They'll have healed the sick in my name, but they'll have forgetting about the one thing, and that's God is love. And so I think, you know, that message definitely sent that message. We need to love one another, and that's who God is.
Absolutely. After reviewing this video, what are you feeling, Doss? I'm feeling like this one is,
you know, I'm gonna give it a very solid 3.5 crowns.
3.5 crowns. Now, I originally thought 3.5 crowns too, but after taking the entire video into consideration, the positiveness of his message, I'm gonna up it and I'm gonna give it 4 crowns. He really had a positive message. If you were to turn off the audio, you would still know what this guy is talking about, and that he is ministering to you through what he did on there. So,
and you know what? We just talked about that in the last video. Yeah. You know, so I'm gonna up mine to 4 crowns, brother. That little piece convinced me.
All right.
We were just talking about that.
Well, amen. Hey, we give this video 4 crowns. Yo, we are back here on the 5 Crowns video review show. I'm the Prophet X.
And I'm Doss the Psalmist.
This dude got 6 fingers on one hand. No, but listen, all the beats that you were hearing in the background are sponsored by Prophecy Productions. If you need hot beats for your next single, log on to www.prophecyproductions.net. Let's get right into this. The final video for this episode. Who do we got coming up?
We got a Christian hip-hop artist by the name of Emmanuel Tarsus. And if you're going to come with a name like Emmanuel, which means God with us, and Tarsus, man,
you better come with some fire.
Come with some fire.
All right, I'm excited to see this one. Let's just jump right into it. The song is called Pray For Me.
Yes.
Pray for me, pray for me, pray for me. Pray for me, pray for me, pray for me. Pray for me, pray for me. Pray for me, pray for me, pray for me. Look. I told my mama now I feel it when she prayed for me. And if she could, she would take away the pain for me. She told me if she had the money, she would pay for me. Put me on a plane, send me all over the states touring. There was a time when she couldn't get across, cause I was so lost, so she took it to the cross. Then she prayed to the one that saves. Now I'm saved cause she prayed, so I praise Jesus. She let go, but she never gave up. Put me in God's hands, he could raise up the dead to the living. Now I'm forgiven, but it took all of those prayers she was sending, and that's real. So mama, I love you and I'm thanking you. Not only did you love me, you were praying too. And every single prayer helped me make it through. So I'ma take you anywhere that God takes me to. And I want you to know now, I know you were right. You taught me to pray when you prayed, you would write. And now I write down everything on my mind. I write when I pray and I pray when I fight. It turned out to be part of the plan. God took your boy and turned him into a man. Dear mama, there's no way that I could pay you back, but my plan is to show you that I understand. Dear God, thank you for the life, for the people that was praying for me every single night. They never would have prayed, and I wouldn't be alive, but they didn't know me, so I'm giving you my life. Dear God, thank you for the life, for the people that was praying for me every single night. They never would have prayed, I could go in jail time, but they didn't know me, so I'm giving you my life. One of the most powerful weapons that we have is prayer. And sometimes we can't tangibly help somebody, but we can always pray. Just a little hood rat kid with an attitude. Long hair, didn't care, smoking weed after school. Little did I know I would follow after you. Mad at the world, always in a bad mood. Chilling at the park, posted with the whole crew. Pocket full of bills in the trunk full of cold brew. Bump in the game, lost in my way. The devil thought he had me locked up in the cage, but you had a plan, and really I was safe. This was all part of my story, just on a separate page. Because you sent an angel on that very same day, and on that very same day, she started to pray. Mrs. Swarovski was running through the park, but she stopped when she saw me, cause you put it on her heart. And right then and there, she started to pray. And right then and there, my life started to change. Because she never stopped, always kept me in the prayers. It took multiple years to get through all of these layers. I sit back and I think about that day. I wouldn't be here if she never would've prayed. Dear God, thank you for the life, for the people that was praying for me every single night. They never would've prayed, I wouldn't be alive, but they didn't know me, so I'm giving you my life. Dear God, thank you for the life, for the people that was praying for me every single night. They never would've prayed, I could go in jail time, but they didn't know me, so I'm giving you my life. Dear God, thank you for the life, for the people that was praying for me every single night. They never would've prayed, I wouldn't be alive, but they didn't know me, so I'm giving you my life. Dear God, thank you for the life, for the people that was praying for me every single night. They never would've prayed, I could go in jail time, but they didn't know me, so I'm giving you my life. Pray for me. Pray for me.
Wow.
Wow, man. All I gotta say is pray, pray, pray for me.
That video was fire, top to bottom.
I feel like I need to pray for this brother right now. That's how much he convinced me to pray for him. You know what I'm saying?
I think one of the most important things, like I teach the rappers on Prophecy Records, that in order for us to be effective, we have to convince people that what we're saying is important and it's real and that it's from God. And I'm convinced by what that brother said. When he said pray for me, I'm like, yeah, when this video show's over, I'm probably gonna have to pray for that dude right there.
I'm 100% in agreement. Like, I really feel like he made this song to tell us to keep praying for him.
Yeah. Lyrics, well, let's start with the beat.
Yeah, what
Beat was slamming. I thought it was perfect for the energy level that he was rapping with and for the content that he was giving. I thought it was a dope beat. It was very musical. Like a lot of trap beats nowadays are just hard drums with 3 little notes played over and over, but this was a very musical track with a solid melody.
And you know what? He could have went soft with that beat, kind of like the video we just reviewed.
Right.
But he added a little bit of dark element in that beat, and I think that's what took it over the top. Is, you know, because you could have went all the way soft with that and still had a powerful song, but he decided to, you know, let's keep this gangster.
Right.
You know what I mean? He came gangster with that beat, nice and dark. You know, it was slamming.
The flow. He's obviously a well-rehearsed rapper. He does not sound like he just started rapping. He's well-versed with different deliveries and styles, and I love the flow. The flow grabbed me because it's like somebody who comes from the streets, you flow in a certain way that the streets are able to pick up on the minute they start doing it. So you know how they say real recognize real, and I recognize that dude right there. I've seen him before.
Yeah, and you know, just like we reviewed the last video, I was mentioning how you could really capture the audience if you have strong flow by just looking and talking to us in the camera, and he just displayed them skills to the utmost. He was, I mean, when he was looking at me, like I was literally praying for the brother in my mind, like, man, this brother has some real struggles. He's been through some hard times, you know, and he needs prayer. Yeah,
he delivered the song very well to the viewer. Like he was attempting to connect with them through the camera, say, hey, let's make a relationship. So that was very powerful. Lyrics were tight. I can't take nothing away from dude's lyrics. Metaphors, excellent similes. It wasn't overboard where he's trying to do too much to show, yo, I can really rap. And it wasn't elementary where it's like, oh, I wish you just put a couple more triple syllables in there. He hit the nail right on the head.
And I'm just 100% in agreement with that. I don't got really nothing to add to that. Lyrics were strong, delivery was strong, everything was strong about that message.
Absolutely. Let's get into the video quality. Now, this is one of the standout things for me. Out of the 3 videos that we reviewed today, this is the highest quality video.
Definitely. I mean, there was absolutely no shaking in that video whatsoever. It was solid. It was still. I mean,
there were some great camera angles where it's got him, like that long shot where it comes from behind him when he's at the bus bench and it swings around that whole long shot.
Right.
That's good cinematography. And he put the, you know, the black bars at the top and the bottom, which makes it feel more like a movie. But when it opens up and you're seeing that chain link fence and the freeway, you feel like you're watching an episode of like Sons of Anarchy or something.
Right, and I liked how he kind of took you from that movie scene and that epic quality, and then he took you again right into something, into his normal life, right next to a car, and then at one point it looks like he's in some type of club or gathering. You know, I'm thinking maybe it was an AA or an AA meeting or something like that, because he was talking to the people. So, you know, it kind of brought you again full circle from this epic movie quality into his real life. You know, and it just came for full circle for me.
Absolutely. I also, regarding the spiritual content, I think it was very solid spiritually, and as he's giving his lyrics off, there's a section where he talks about how he needed something to change, so he prayed.
Right.
And that's a message that we want the world to know. If prayer changes stuff,
right?
If we pray about it, it will change, and that was the core of the message.
Right, and I got a clear message that where he got that praying attitude from his mother.
Right, I got that from it. Yeah.
So I mean,
solid.
It was very solid, front to back. You know, there was really nothing I could say, but I was blessed by that video.
Absolutely, I am a fan of that dude just off of watching that one video. I would find his other videos and watch him and want to know what's going on, where's he at in his ministry, just off of the quality of that video.
Amen, and he definitely lived up to that name, Emmanuel Tarsus. I was blown away.
Very good. Well, listen, I think we're basically unanimous on this one. This video right here gets 5 crowns. Thank you for riding with your boys. I'm the Prophet X.
And I'm Dos the Psalmist.
This has been the 5 Crowns video review show. Check in with us next week. When are we coming on next week?
Every Tuesday at 7 p.m. You know ain't nothing going on Tuesdays.
Tuesday, nothing. No Bible
Taco
study.
Tuesday.
I'm kind of hungry right now.
Yeah, I'm kind of hungry right now. We need to end this.
Catch us next Tuesday right here on our Facebook channel. 5 Crownz. We're looking forward to seeing you guys. Also, before we go, we want to let you know, post a comment in this video and put a link to your video if you'd like to be reviewed on the next 5 Crownz video review show.
Until then, stay blessed, and it's all going Crown next week.
It's going Crown. Peace.
Peace.